Namaskar, how are you? Yes, and welcome. Namaskar, how are you, dear friends? Swagat hai aapka. Fantastic. So, am I being heard? The question is, am I being heard? I can't hear you. Can somebody say, am I being heard? Divya, am I being heard? All right, fantastic. Now you can go on mute. And we are here. Ready, Swagat hai aapka. So, dear friends, I'm pretty excited. And you'll ask me why, or you'll say, why am I not excited? I'm excited on any day. So today I'm especially excited because of this conversation. This conversation is called Life as a Workshop. Okay. Now, why would I be excited? Because this is a simultaneous broadcast. So we are broadcasting over some visual mediums like my Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Periscope, as well as we are going live on Clubhouse itself. Now, this is a precursor for something which I'm coming up with this evening at 6:30 p.m. And this conversation is essentially to do with life as a workshop. Now, why would we say, or why would we even discount the fact that how can life itself be a workshop? All right, so let's look at this. Typically, yeah, in life, when we see each day life, we reduce it to the mundane, right? We say, "Arey, yeah, life is what? That same mundane thing which is going to come in and out every day." And we are absolutely right. We are not off because life does get mundane, doesn't it? It gets mundane, and we get bored with it. And life only comes up for us. Our references of life only come up when we talk of the problems of life, which are quite a few. Typically, if we look at life, has got problems because life makes us feel that we are not enough. And that's a conversation that I've had over years with myself. And I said that, hey, Ashish, do you want to look at life as a set of problems, or would you want to look at it this a little differently? So what I said is that today I'm going to engage in two conversations, and these two conversations are going to be of a very similar design. So the first few, there's going to be some time when I'm going to engage in a conversation, and then I'm going to invite people up to engage in a conversation with them. Today, I'm opening this conversation on across, as I said, across different media for us to get that mediums are available for each one of us. Mediums for what? Life offers us mediums to learn from and to share our thoughts. Now, why are they both important? Consider for a moment each one of us in life is an expression of who we are. All right. So we are all an expression of who we are. We want to do some many things with our life, right? We are not limited. Oh, just to let you know, any one of you who would like to join at this very moment, in fact, why don't I invite Aditi? Because Aditi is going to be in this conversation later this evening. And this is a pop-up. And this pop-up is happening because we are going live on YouTube, etc., all these platforms. This thing is happening that this is an ever changing world for me, you, and each one of us. For me, I'm forever excited because life is giving me a lot of possibilities. And even as I'm reading this, I get a message from Pilu saying that I'm in another room listening to music. Fantastic. So major communication happening between each one of us. Each one of us having a possibility of learning from one another. Now, why does it excite? It excites that the moment there is something new coming up for you and me, we cannot call it mundane. We cannot call it boring. We cannot call it more of the same. Therefore, for me, life is a workshop. It opens up possibilities of learning continuously, learning from people, learning amidst people, learning from conversations which get generated when people are around. Now, why at all would learning be interesting? So we are all very clear that what we have has been just about enough up till now. Okay, so what we have is just about enough for what we have done up till now. But what next? Because the moment people say what next, when we go away from the world of reminisce, oh gosh, pehle aisa hota tha. Earlier it used to be like this. The moment we go away from a world of reminisce, jahan par hum purani baatein sochte the, and we had a lot of we had a lot of stories that we wanted to tell people about how things were in the past. When we move away from the world of reminisce into a world of creation and the world of what next, more often than not, you and I feel that we got to up our game. We got to up our game. Isn't it true? Each one of us knows it, my friend. We find it very difficult to accept it, but we know that we need to up our game. Now, where do we go to up our game? अरे बाप रे, हार्वर्ड में जाएं क्या? Do we go to Wharton? Do we go to some other distant university which we say that we have lost our chance to go to? Or then there are smart people who have come up with courses, with Wharton stamped courses, and they say, come do it here online. Okay, so people are going to offer you things, offer me things that we say that I want that. I am inviting each one of us to really consider that each of these learnings is available to us if only we are open to the workshop called life. Because life for me gives me people, gives me sets of people, gives me opportunities, gives me even what you would call a challenges. Each challenges operate not just from the operating point of how it is professionally. It calls upon certain things in us. We feel threatened many a time. We feel, "Arey yaar, kaise karenge handle? It's very difficult. How can I handle it?" Now imagine, not just professionally, it is also working on our abilities to deal with newness. Why I find life as a workshop is that life, unlike nice people like parents are very kind, right? People are very, very kind. Parents are kind, but life isn't. Life doesn't allow you to take it for granted. Life has a habit of kicking you when it hurts. Oh, it hurts. But life is frank. Life says, hey, listen, you know what? I'm not going to take your nonsense. I won't take your stories of the past. I won't even take your valid reasons of why you could not do it or cannot do it. Why you want to blame someone in such a valid way. I will not take it. Life says, I am inviting you to brush up your skills. I am inviting you to learn from people around me. I am inviting you to learn from me itself. So in a way, life chips away from me those things that come between me and my true expression. And there is that expression, my friend. There's a whole lot of expression in me. There's a whole lot of powerhouse in me. But can I allow it to reach me? Because I'm held back by my ego. I'm held back by my complaints. I'm held back by my fear. Life is a workshop which allows me to bear myself to it, and say, chip away at me, dear life, like you are doing right now. I am going to engage in such conversations. I have been engaging over the over the months and the years, but this period I'm going to engage in a lot of such conversations. One conversation is going to happen this evening at 6:30 p.m. In that conversation, we are going to look at, there's more to me. There's more to each one of us. And my co-moderator Aditi Das and I are going to have this conversation, and we'll be again available live across platforms, and we'll be available on Clubhouse. If those of you have not heard of Clubhouse, because I'm speaking to people on Clubhouse, because I'm talking about Clubhouse to people in other places, because I'm very clear this is a great space where fantastic interactions are happening. So I'm inviting you to join Clubhouse. All right. Uh, uh, Probably we'll just set up a link. Divya, if you can just set a link across the platforms for people to get. But the point here is that each conversation is a value addition, and conversations are happening in this amazing world of ours. So so I'm encouraging each one of us to look at life as a workshop, life not as a mundane, life as not as something in which someone is winning or losing, but a conversation in which each one is gaining. I've discovered that I love to win, especially win when no one is losing. Because victories doesn't mean that someone has to lose. Victories are more like gains. What do we gain in life? And have you noticed that when we add value to people, they gain? But don't you gain too? I gain a lot each time I add value to others. I've also noticed that at the end of the day, when I've worked really hard through the day, when I've given it the best, I am good tired. I am good tired because in the workshop of life, I have given my utmost. I've allowed life to give its best to me. It sometimes hurts to take those learnings from life. Oh, yes, it does. So during this day, as we look left, right, up, down, around us, Life is teaching us many things. Life is sending us many messages. Are we ready to take it? Are we ready to break a part of us which has calcified, solidified, not allowing new things in? Are we allowed to chip away and allow some light to come in? Would love to hear your thoughts on this. Even as I continue this conversation on Clubhouse, as I move out from my live from other platforms, I want you to write in the comments, uh, how will it be if you can allow life to be a continuing workshop? What will open up for you if you can allow each person in life whom you meet, be it at work, be it at home, be it amidst friends, looking at each adversity, each challenge as a moment to sculpt you? Would love to hear your thoughts in your comments. As far as Clubhouse is concerned, I'm going to open up the room now so that more people can come in and I would get to listen to them. So, dear friends, if you're not on Clubhouse, come on to Clubhouse and this conversation continues. As for now, from this evening, 6:30 p.m., we're going to have an extraordinary conversations on discovering facets of us, discovering and actually sharing there is more to me. That's going to happen at 6:30 p.m. IST today. Till then, I'm signing off from YouTube, Periscope, LinkedIn, and Facebook with the promise that I'll be back. You can always contact us on avidminer.com